Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for another new vehicle video. This is with the 9M123 Khrizantema-S anti-tank guided missile system. So, Khrizantema is the code name for the missile itself, the ATGM. And the vehicle is, I believe, 9P157, which is built off of the BMP-3 chassis. So it's of the BMP-3 family. It's got a radar on top, it's got a couple other sensors, and it's got a twin missile launch system that is able to radar guide, or you can manually guide the missiles, and they are tandem charge warheads. So I'm kind of hoping we'd get a better look at the vehicle here in the hangar, but I guess I timed my intro wrong. Can we see the front of it? That'd be awesome. So over there on the left side of the missile launchers is the radar dish, which, when the vehicle is in action, is oscillating left to right pretty quickly, and you lock on just like any air radar, and then fire your target. There we go. There's a better look finally. So there you have it. You get 2 launches, and then you have to reload, and it's an automatic reload system, and we'll take a look at the modifications here. You get your tandem warhead ATGM as your stock ammunition, and then you can get an upgraded, looks like a thermobaric type thing. It may just be high explosive, but it seems like in reality it would be a thermobaric charge for anti-infantry type use. Maybe it's not, but that's what it looks like to me. It says it has a, I was thinking it was going to be a proximity fuse, but no, it looks like it's not proximity, so, okay. Just straight up ATGM HE. Like, I was thinking it was going to be an anti-air type proximity missile, but I don't believe that is the case. Okay, so we want to hit something, helicopters or whatever, we will have to hit it directly, which shouldn't really be that big of a deal because it's radar guided, so if you can get a radar lock on something, you're probably going to hit it. It's also a supersonic missile. It's just a little faster than Mach 1, so should have not too much trouble dealing with enemy helicopters, assuming that they aren't maneuvering too crazy or too close so that you fire and they jink a little and the missile overcorrects and misses. But anyway, 6 kilometers on the high explosive and 6 kilometers on the stock missile here. So pretty good armor penetration on the stock tandem warhead there. This shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with too many vehicles, unless it hits at a very poor angle and you just get a bad detonation on the warhead. But other than that, you get thermals at rank 4, laser rangefinder at rank 2. Everything else is pretty standard. So the laser rangefinder might seem like it's not going to be terribly useful. However, for helicopters in particular, it would be very nice. And you'll want to probably turn your radar off to engage them, because a lot of them are going to have a radar warning. And it won't take them very long to locate you and fire whatever sort of laser-guided anti-tank guided missiles the helicopters are packing off at you. So there you go. You get 16 missiles, I think. Yeah, 16 total rounds, so 8 pairs. Fire rate says 60 rounds a minute. The reload rate is 15 seconds. So 15 seconds in between your missiles. You want to make your 2 missiles count. Now, one thing you can do is you can lock on with the radar, fire a missile at somebody, hit them with that, and then once the radar... You have to wait for the radar lock to be gone completely, and then you can fire a manually guided one, or you can fire a manually guided one, then lock on radar and fire at somebody else. The problem is you can't really have 2 of those going at the same time. What the missile is supposed to do is it's got 2 different bands it's supposed to work in, so you could actually have 2 missiles flying at the same time. I'm not sure if you can actually achieve that in-game. I don't think you can have 2 separate lock-ons in-game. But I will look into that and see if it's possible. By now, I know probably everybody watching this knows whether it is or isn't possible, but I haven't paid all that much attention to the Khrizantema because, well, I just haven't really. But anyway, there you go. Let's take a look at the interior of it. So we got 2 crew members, we got a driver, we got a commander who's also the gunner. There's your rotary reloader there, and there's your engine back here. So that pretty much covers it. Now, there is a hull machine gun here that doesn't look like it's actually in the game at all, which is fine. We don't really need it. It's not going to be terribly useful for a vehicle like this. Big fuel tank up in the front, And that is it. So there you go for the interior of the vehicle. Now for armor, essentially non-existent. You do not want to get hit in this thing. It's not meant to. It's meant to drive up low, have, you know, hide behind some sort of cover, have the radar and the launchers up above, and possibly the periscope bit here, and then fire your missiles, hit something, drop it down, and shoot and scoot, and get the heck back out of Dodge. So that's really the intent here. We got up to 43 miles an hour max speed, so I'll expect about 20 miles an hour across most War Thunder surfaces for driving. The radar, in reality, will fold up and down into here, and this will close back over the top of it, and you can even see there's a little bit of a waterproof gasket in there. I don't know if it'll really do that in-game or not, if it'll fold up. We'll test it, but I rather doubt it. Same thing with this. It'll at least have those things close around it. Not sure if the radar will fold up totally away if we shut it off. We'll check that out, but don't know. I tested this in test drive a little bit, and it's fun to drive, certainly. It'd be very interesting taking to battle, and as soon as we finish looking at the camouflages, we will do so. Okay, standard camo. Oh my goodness, look at all these camouflages. Then you got tricolor for 200 golden eagles. That is a good camo. I do like that one. Tricolor desert for 200 golden eagles. Still one of my all-time favorite camos in the game. Bicolor desert for 470 kills. Deforming desert for, hang on, 200 golden eagles. Deforming forest for 740 kills. There it is. Deforming winter for 610 kills. Finish summer camouflage, that was 200 golden eagles. That's a decent one. I do like that one. Deforming tricolor for 200 golden eagles. It's a pretty good one too. Not as good as the tricolor desert though. Late green camouflage for 880 kills. Yep, sorry. And late desert camouflage for 200 golden eagles. That's not a bad pattern either. And finally, a market digital desert camouflage that I bet is going to look pretty sweet. Let's see. When that finishes loading in, I bet it's going to look pretty cool. It's actually less digitally than I thought it was going to be, but it's not bad. Sure brings back some memories of early Atari 2600 days, though, let me tell you. Alright, well that's it for the camouflages, and that's enough for an intro. Let's take this thing into battle and see what we can do with it. Of course I bought the tricolor desert camo. What do you think I am? Ah. So you can actually hit the bridge from here. That's crazy. Pretty good hit there. Let's get around him. Awesome. I really like how that didn't work. Oh boy. Oh God almighty. I just once want to have a team that just, oh my God, cap the point. Well, we ended up winning, so that's kind of what made this research actually worth it, but anyway. Alright, well, I did not want to have to be capping, but sometimes a little spark is what it takes to trigger victory, and, well, basically it worked. Still, much better to have, you know, main battle tanks actually go for the main objectives. Eh, whatever. Moving on. Okay. Wanted to make a quick break for it there. Get ahead of these boys. Catch them from the side. Huh. Alright, well, whatever. That works. Might have a halfway decent spot here. It may not last very long, but it's a pretty good spot for now. Definitely need to get the radar involved, but for now, manual guidance is just fine. Somebody does see me. Where did we get shot from? Somebody held down? British, maybe? I don't know where I got hit from. We will relocate. Well, this is no good. Friendly helicopter. The radar does fold up and close away, so there we go. Neatly animated too. Forgot to check that earlier, but there we go. Yeah, we got one over here. Oh, wasn't that a pisser? This map is probably going to be terrible for the Khrizantema, but we'll give it a try. One. There's another one. There's another one. We're dead. Jeez. Ah, yes, my first battle on the Sinai map since they changed it apparently in the new patch. I have not seen this map yet. But I've seen an awful lot of comments about how they changed it up. Yeah, there's bushes now. And apparently rocks just all over the place, but... By now I expect most of you have seen what the differences are, but I have not. I'm going to try and get to that middle spot again, because that worked really well. Let's see if that middle spot is still there. They massively changed this up. Oh boy. They definitely changed this map up. Yep. Oh my god, they completely changed this spot. You can see all the cover I had from earlier in the battle. They completely changed this spot up. It'll take some getting used to, but whatever. Alright, let's see what it looks like from this side of the map. Stop, 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 stop. Couple of pretty good hits into him.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
There we go. Oh boy. Guessed a little bit. The transmissions and the engines and the everything in these games.
Repairing. Attention to the map.
Or this one locked on, see if we can actually hit him.
Attention to the map.
Man, it's amazing. Come on. Still there. Nice. I think we still got one right here. Friendly shot. Oh, we got one out past B somewhere. Nice. He's down. He is down. Okay. Oh, we'll be moving now. It sounded like air. Judging that by the size of the explosion there. Yeah, I didn't figure we'd be able to aim down there. I knew it. Too neat and tidy. Oh boy! Haha, man, you gotta love it. Well, we're gonna call that it for this video. We're just not gonna get anything resembling an ace battle in this, and I want to get this video done with, so let's get some closing thoughts here. Well, there we go, everybody. The 9P157-2 missile launch vehicle carrying the 9M123 Khrizantema anti-tank guided missile. It is based off the BMP-3 chassis, as we already discussed. There's a fairly decent look at it right there. As you can see, there's a hull machine gun in the front, but we're not going to worry about details like that because it's not modeled in the game, so who cares about the machine gun in the front? Sure would be nice to have something to mark or maybe deal with exposed crew members, but whatever. Had some trouble early on in the previous patch getting the radar to lock onto helicopters, but in this patch, since it updated to new power, I've been able to get the radar to lock onto helicopters, although it is far from a guaranteed thing. The missile also behaves very differently now in the new power update. It's definitely flying much more like a high-speed, supersonic type ATGM rather than the much slower, same speed as any other ATGM that it was doing in the previous patch. Other than that, hull break is just gone beyond a level of ridiculousness that I can even describe right now. I took a hit right in this front bit right here from the side, like just plink right through that front panel, and it hull broke the vehicle. So I don't even know how to describe the state of hull break right now, so we'll just move on beyond that. Other than that, the missile does do very well. It is nice to have 2 launches of it. It's ideally, in real life, you're supposed to be able to launch one guided on radar and the other guided with laser, but you can't do that in this game right now. You can only fire unguided or, well, manually guided or radar guided, but you can't have 2 missiles in the air at the same time, which is what the vehicle's supposed to do in real life. If there's a way that anyone has figured out how to do that, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, let me know in the comments below how you have enjoyed driving this vehicle if you have it yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you all very much for stopping by, as always. Take care of yourselves, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.